Sometimes I feel like we're in a tunnel.
Good morning.
Hello.
My name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
And this is Bars and Bells.
Bars and Bells.
Not sure if you catch any of those beginning comments, but today it feels like we're in a tunnel. There we go. But we have light at the end of that tunnel. We have beautiful light outside.
It's a long
and we
tunnel.
have our exercise practice to carry us through. So thank you for being here with us today as we check in with our breath, get familiar with our kettlebells, and stay strong in our bodies. Assemble your stance any way you want. Here I'll be in my sumo or second position. Lauren's just about the same. Place one hand on the belly, one hand on that chest, and for 2 breaths, a big breath in, filling the belly. And a big exhale, pulling the belly button to spine. Repeat one more time, big belly breath in, looking to make room, and exhale. Now keep that belly button pulled in and return to our chest breath. A 4-second inhale. And exhale. And with that belly button pulled in, one more breath into the chest. And exhale. Shake it out. We'll come back to that breath in just a second. From here, wiggle out those legs too and adopt our high split stance. It might be a little narrower or shorter than, say, your lunge position, but Lauren's step out action was A+ if you caught that. I'll actually modify mine to be a little bit tighter. I like having my palms facing forward, 2% shoulder retraction just so they're attending to the staying back position. And at the head neck, rotate, looking over the shoulder, returning through center, always aiming to get tall. Over the right shoulder, return to center and repeat 2 of everything. My last rotation left, and then towards the right. Return to the middle. Next, I'd like to change those hand positions onto the torso. Keeping the hips forward, head forward, I'll be rotating my shoulders towards the left. And then through center, keeping the hip forward as I rotate towards Lauren or to the right. Return center, look for the stability on my bottom hand here through the core. And then that mobility through the T-spine or the rib cage. Nice and control, return to center. Then with the head forward, shoulders forward, it's time for those hips to try to open up and then close. Push the front foot forward to open up to the back and then pull to return center. Perhaps one more as I've lost track a little bit and I know that shoulder wants to open, so we'll stay square. Close, press off the back leg, wiggle, and then let's copy Lauren's move to replicate that on the other side. The knees over toes, the straight leg out front, and transition to between 2 feet. Set up with those palms down low and just that attention to the shoulder blades in retraction. Add our rotation, challenge your balance, through center, and rotate the other way.
It does get a little wobbly as you move your head.
It does. Yeah, I can feel my feet working hard into the floor here. We'll go one last time. Ooh, there we go. And again, hands can stay or change. Let's keep those hips forward, head forward, and turn the torso. Again, this movement is applicable for golf, where you might want to keep your head or eyes on the ball.
Or baseball.
Or baseball, but rotating through the torso.
Or life.
Or life. Checking your blind spot. Nice and control. Returning to center. Next, in those hips. Head forward, shoulders forward. Let's try to open up the hip. Push and pull on the floor through the feet to drive this opening and closing actions in the hips. I see a chat there. Thank you for joining. Follow along. We got those hips that open and close, and upper body that stays nice and square forward. Push or pull, assemble your feet together, and from here, Lauren will take us into the campfire squat and some shoulders.
Toasting some s'mores.
Ooh, yeah.
Step your feet into what you think is your squat stance. Start pulling the floor together underneath you without anything moving. Then continue pulling, and come down low. Hang out here just for a couple seconds. Chest is lifted, heels are heavy, knees are pushing out, and then up to tall. Shake it out. Adjust as you need. So if your feet were too narrow, adjust. Do it again. Start pulling the floor together. We're going to spend more time down here this time. Take a little breath. No matter what height you're at here, your heels are heavy. Your chest is lifted, so a nice extended spine. You're trying to open up those knees by pushing them out for 5, bracing the core, take a little inhale, and then to tall. Shake that out. From there, we'll move to some shoulders. Standing first with our arms at our side, come forward a little bit, or backwards, yeah, nice cue. Arms at our sides first, palms forward. Just move our blades a couple times. Blades shrug or pull up into the ears, I don't know, and then pull them down, juicing the orange in the armpits. Repeat that one more time. Shrug, I don't know, pull down, engage lats. Let's do one forward back. Protract or round those blades forward, and now retract, pulling them back together. Keep them in that set position, and now bend your elbows to the W. From the W here, with those shoulders set and stable, slowly start extending your arms to either side of the room to become a T. In that T shape, try to straighten those elbows. Shrug your shoulders. Pull them down. Nice. Now, attach ropes to either side of your hands and start pulling in those walls as you pull your elbows to center. Take a second. Readjust shoulders as needed. Pack. Slowly start extending towards a Y if the T felt okay. If the T was hard enough, stay with your T today. Straighten your elbows, pack your shoulders down, and then start pulling the corners of the rooms in as you bring those elbows to your sides. We'll do one more. On this one, for the eye, I like to narrow my hands a little bit so my elbows come in front, my palms face each other. Shrug your shoulders, pull them down. From that down position in the shoulders, your arms will slowly extend towards overhead. You're safe overhead. They might not cover your ears yet. They might be slightly more in front of you. That's okay. Straighten your elbows. No pinching in the shoulders. Let's shrug while we're here. Now pull down. Don't bend your elbows. And then keep pulling down, pulling down, pulling down. Do your chin up. Groove it, groove it, groove it. Oh, and relax. Shake it out. Nice.
People say arms are so heavy after a drill like that, and that's right. It's about time to get out that kettlebell. So here I have my load. Lauren has hers off to the side as well. Grab that kettlebell load, and from here, we'll take a quick detour in our slow lunges. Open up the lunge stance. That leg you could touch would coordinate that movement with the getup. Let's take 5, 4, 3 seconds more as we descend to the floor with grace and no sound. Then are those hips level? Let's stand right back up to the top and repeat one last time. Step back, standardize that step, and pull in on the front leg as we extend the back hip forward. Return to the floor. Watch the kettlebells if they are close to the side, and from here, open the leg to the side. Add our rotation first, and then hip hinge and a hand on the floor. From here, look up at the ceiling, but then look back towards the hand. Then close the shoulders parallel with the floor. Next, look gently with that head neck, and then turn with the torso. To return the head to the floor, slowly gaze from the ceiling down the wall to the floor, and then rotate the upper body one more time. Take a breath in, look with the head one last time to the ceiling, and then press away, making sure we're packing that shoulder from that armpit, juicing that orange. Then press the floor away like our get up. Square up the lunge, and with our full body tension, assemble to standing. Let's switch. Twice on the other side, bodyweight lunges with control. Leg we can touch drops back, and pull and push on that floor to keep that back hip extended and no sound. Then to tall, assemble your feet together. Last time down, nice and control, standardize that step, squeeze your back butt cheek, pull in on that front hip, and then when that leg is on the ground, open to the side. Add our rotation, then set up our hinge, placing the hand on the floor. Start looking up at the ceiling. Slowly look down towards the hand on the floor, and when the head is there, let the upper body follow. Next, look up towards the ceiling with the head neck, and then open through the shoulders. Return to the floor, head first. Faces on, look, those face and eyes is looking at the hand on the floor. Upper body follows. And last time here, look to the ceiling. Then open up through the rib cage. Press the floor away like a get-up. Assemble your lunge in center. Leveling hips. High yaw tension. And we're up.
Great. We're going to carry some bells around. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
good.
So
Sorry.
get that kettlebell out here.
I have 2 comments there. All right. We have our bell here. Whether you pick it up from between your feet or beside you, it's up to you, but we're going to go through our low suitcase carry. I prefer to stand over top of my bell. Using my hinge, let's do 1 hinge as a warm-up. Chop those hips back, vertical shins, feel that load and tension through hamstrings and glutes. Just pause for a second, brace your core, drive down into the floor, pushing out to stand up to tall. Abs, butts. Good. Let's do that again, this time with load. Somebody didn't turn their phone off today. Hip hinge. Grip, 1 hand on the bell, packing your shoulder. Brace your core. To tall.
Picking it up.
Yep. Step so that bell goes beside you. We're getting ready for our suitcase carry one day. With the bell at our side, our shoulders gently retracted. If we were lazy, we'd be falling towards that bell, but we're strong, so we're keeping it uptight and tall. Root your feet in the floor. Squeeze your glutes, brace your core, and keep breathing underneath that shield. Hold for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, I like to pull the bell to the front, square up the shoulders as you hinge, up without. Shake it out. Same thing, second side. Hip hinge. Grip bell with 1 arm, pack both shoulders, those stay square, up, tall. Move that bell beside you, carrying your suitcase. Weights even in both feet, glutes, trunk, stable. If we were lazy, but we're not, so we're staying up tall with that opposing side. We're also supporting the bell by keeping it packed into our shoulder. For 5 more seconds, breathe under the shield. 3, 2, step, square up to the floor, hinge, up without. Whew. Nice.
Grip carries like that for the grip strength, for that core strength, and offer that nice check-in. Is this the right load for you to use today? So far, I've ticked off my boxes. Ask yourself the same questions. And from there, Lauren, you said that magic word, hinge.
Hinge.
Today, we'll integrate our elephant crawl or a modified down dog to continue to work on the hinge in through those hips. Setting up the hinge, check. Vertical shins, shoulders over top of those knees. From there, break some of those rules, press the knees over the toes. Walk yourself out, soften the knees for right now. With your knees soft or bent, an anterior tip of the pelvis is tipping the tailbone towards the ceiling. Maintain that shape throughout, and perhaps from there, extend the knees. Breathe. Hold, tailbone tip, slight knee extension or straightness. Follow that by knee bending, and you'll come down to the floor just a little bit. In that position with open hands and straight elbows, tip your tailbone to the ceiling. Moderate efforts as we try to straighten out those knees without ever losing that beautiful extension shape of the spine. Hold for a second longer, and then return.
Return
to bent knees. And if you're familiar with our elephant crawl for the very last time, tip your tailbone, straighten knees, and walk in a contralateral step of a right arm, left foot, then left arm, right foot.
Opposites.
And nice and control, work yourself across the room in either your front, your lateral, and I'll switch here into a reverse direction for just a couple. And hopefully we feel polite tugs or stretch loads across the calves, the hamstrings, the whole body. Either walk out to a plank to those knees or modify like a nice hinge like Lauren. And from here, stand up. Shake it out. I'll continue with 1 bodyweight swing drill. Lauren will share another one with us. Often in our practice, we do swings at the very end. Today, we'll try to do it twice.
Surprise.
Coming up pretty soon, and then again near the end. First, let's shadow that swing. Assemble yourself behind your kettlebell as if ready to swing. Chop the hips, reach for the bell, but just pretend no grips on the bell right now. From here, pull those hands to the zipper, extend the hips to tall. The hands or the bell will then float. Retract shoulders at the top. Stay in your planks position, breathing behind the shield. Then hinge when the hands connect to hips. Return the hands out front. One last time, hike pass. The hands stay connected until wapow on those glutes. The kettlebell will float. Then with the shoulders retract, gravity's pulling the kettlebell down, and then we hinge, return the bell out front, and then stand up with our wiggle. Use your deadlift. If you're familiar with the deadlift, work on the shadow. For good with the shadow, one more time.
Swinging.
Chopping,
Popping. Chopping, popping. Staying in your hinge stance with your feet. Take your arms. This gets the timing of our drill down. We will chop our hips back into our hinge, pop our hips forward into our plank position. Repeat 8 more times. Chop, pop, chop, pop, chop. Keep this pace for another, I was counting, then I forgot. 3,
2,
boom, 2, boom. Last one, boom, and relax.
Whew.
Nice. Now we have
the
pace of the swings.
You got it. So as we go forward here in this I go, you go drill, please modify with deadlifts, if those are for you, or modifying with a light bell for our swing.
Or chop and pops.
5 rounds, 5 swings, 4 rounds, 4 rounds. There are obviously 4 rounds in this class, so we'll keep it with 4 rounds here. 4 rounds, 5 swings. Lauren goes first, I'll follow second. Join one of us. Only do the work of one of us here as Lauren swings for 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and awesome timing here for 1 more. All right.
All right,
then
Team
it's our
Ian.
turn.
If you're going with Ian, you've started, you're swinging at the top, you're in that plank position with your glutes squeezed, your abs braced, and park. Remember to breathe throughout your swings.
That timing of the breath. As I recover, slow in, slow out. As we swing, it's that inhale as the kettlebell goes down, and then that sharp exhale for power on the up.
Team Ian, round 2 here. 5 swings. So we're staying loose in between, shaking out our hands, shaking out the legs, getting ready for round 3, whether it's
3.
swings, deadlifts, or chop and popping.
You got it. Modify as you need. Again, in this exercise practice, we've been building that swing that starts with the body weight hinge. Then the kettlebell deadlift, progressing towards our swing.
Breathing, recovering, watching Ian for some tips. Hinge pop, still delaying that down with your bell, not hinging too early. Last round.
Lauren and I did probably close to 100 swings yesterday, and today we're gonna keep it more or less about 40. Swings is something we can do every day, and we're always looking to find our best swing.
Last round for Ian, round 4, 5 swings. Swing number 5, just as strong as swing number 1. Nice clean park, stand up, take a couple breaths in and out the nose to recover by filling the belly.
You got it. Slow ins and slow outs. Doing swings yesterday and today sounds crazy, but honestly, we won't swing until next Tuesday. We're gonna swing twice a week for us here, then we change our training gears as the week goes by. We have other holds for our drills here, the firing range. I'll do the kettlebell skills here, and Lauren will take it away for those squat variations of choice.
Well, that's nice.
Up and down transitions from the floor using your get up. My little secret again, if I want to hold my kettlebell with my right side, take your right foot right beside the kettlebell. Then drop it back. Then open up like the rest of the get up would be. Right on. Then place your hand near that kettlebell. Sweep through. Find the elbow and just nice and control. Press away from the bell. Reorganize nice and close. And again, in that fire range position for about 20 seconds. Pinky side near the bell. Firm grips, 2 hands on. In the cuddle, we'll take a breath in, roll to our back, and press with 2 hands. Practicing our chin up and that get up stance from the bottom. We're continuing to pull the armpit down the body, encouraging that forearm and hand to stay stacked underneath the shoulder. Take your breath. 5 more seconds.
Look at your wrist, make sure it's straight.
Look at your wrist, make sure it's straight. Then 2 hands on, pull the kettlebell down to the body and return to the floor. Adjust your ponytails and things as needed. That was kind of the more awkward piece of that move there. Even though small things make a difference, so get the handle just right, take the breath in the cuddle, and again a 20-second interval here to press, to build strength and endurance. And if we start with the grip, like Lauren said, is your pinky finger gripping tight? Is the wrist stacked in the sense of not an extension position like a push-up, but more neutral, like holding a hammer? The elbow stays straight, the armpit stays packed, and again for 5 more seconds, build tension and strength and confidence under your load. 2 hands, pull it down, cuddle. Then barehanded here, let's do our get up. I have my left hand across chest. From there, I'll extend my hip, pull on the floor, tall sits next. From the tall sit, we'll bridge, and the bridge we sweep, slide the hand up a leg, square up the lunge, core brace, assemble tall and strong. That's our kettlebell load for today. Following it up with a squat.
All right, we have 3 rounds of this. So we're gonna start first in our wider sumo squat, just exploring both sides, getting used to it, and we'll progress throughout these times here. Pulling the floor together, slowly dropping your hips towards low. Now, right here, both heels should be heavy on the floor. You might get a little taller, but I want you to press one foot into the floor and away from you to go the other way. That leg's nice and straight. This knee is pushing towards over the toe. Our hips are pressing forward, our shoulders are stacked. Now start pulling on that straight leg. The knee's gonna bend. Then start pressing on the other leg to make it straight. Push those hips forward. Hold. Then pull, 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 pull. Push, 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 push. Straight in. Nice. Let's keep that tuck position. And again, pull, 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 pull. And then press through. We're gonna make a pit stop in center here. Pull yourself through center. Could you get a little lower? Now could you try to stay the same height as you press over to the other side? You're gonna find that that ankle mobility is what makes you get taller. Now one last time, pull yourself across, try to stay a little lower. Stay the same height as you press that knee towards over the toe. Make sure those hips are pressing forward, not kicking out to the side. Pull yourself back to center and then drive down, extend to tall. Shake it up.
I thought the time under tension piece was going to be the hard one with the kettlebell, although that was pretty challenging. Those body weight exercises, very rewarding and very tough.
Fiery.
Goblet holds for today. Goblet holds for today will utilize that cheek clean. If we look at Lauren here standing right over top of that bell, just look for now, hinge 2 hands on that kettlebell.
It's my cue though.
With 2 hands on the bell, the shoulders are packed. The bell is preloaded onto Lauren's core and hips. And in one full sweep, pull up the body and catch it in this, again, goblet hold. Goblet hold, we saw the rib cage connect to the hips, breathing from behind that shield, and then return to the floor.
The bell is also not resting on me.
Good cue. Return to the floor, wiggle it out, and if you feel ready to go again, go.
That's nice.
Let's do it.
All right.
20 seconds or similar here. Hopefully we can do that for 2 sets with a slow rest, short rest in between. So stand over top of that bell, hip hinge, preload, feel how heavy it is without it ever leaving the floor, and then zip, catch it in that goblet hold. I'll be staying here in the goblet hold. I can see Lauren itching to look through that window.
Beep.
I will be keeping the kettlebell at the chest as we have 10 more seconds. Lauren, with her elbows pulling in, is aiming to look through the window hold of that kettlebell. For 3, 2, return the kettlebell to the floor, come up barehanded, and we'll shake that out. We'll do that hold one more time for today, resting.
Right now?
Like 20 seconds off.
Oh, 20 seconds.
That 1-to-1 work-rest ratio. Similar to the I go, you go, do a little bit of work, a little bit of rest, without too much delay. Let's do that one last time for today. Hip hinge. How heavy is it? Preloading. Let your body know that before you pull. Then a breath in, pull, and for 20 seconds, hold. The variations include Lauren's looking through the window, as well as this goblet hold carry. I can feel my breath being challenged as we do that. And Lauren's march on the spot is another fun variation.
In case you can only work out
if space is limited, and to add that extra special variation there. Oh my goodness, let's return that to the floor, shake it out, and back to Lauren for the squat.
All right, squat round number 2. We're gonna add our transfers, controlled transfers for this time. Back to your wider stance. Again, pull the floor together without moving, and then keep pulling to pull yourself down your squat. Stack, stack. From here, drive into the floor, pressing yourself over. Now, take the heel of the foot off the floor, so only the balls and the toes are down. Now point your foot, so now just the tip of the toes are touching. Feel the glute as you straighten that leg. Think about lifting the foot just slightly off the floor, hold 3, 2, place it down by placing the toes, the balls, the heels down. Start pulling that leg and then pressing the other one. Hips are forward. Heel lifts, balls of feet lift, toes lift. That leg is so straight, it's shooting energy through the floor, laser beams. Then tap, pull yourself across again. Then press, hips still forward. Point, full transfer, hold. This time let's drive down into the floor, extending that bent knee. Hips still forward. Knee goes back over the toe. Toe ball heel to accept the floor, start pulling that leg, then start pressing. Hips, point, lift, hold. Drive into the floor to extend to toe. Knees go back over the toes. Toe ball heel, through center, one more time. Press over, point. Grow to tall with control. If you want more, grow to that not two-toed, that toe balance. Hold for 3, 2, heel lands first on a straight leg, then knee goes over toe, then toe ball heel, pulling across one last time, press. Hips forward, transfer that weight, feel the glute. Drive into the floor to extend. Grow up to tall, hold, 5, 4, 3, heel comes down first, knee goes over toe, toe ball heel to center, 1 second, sink a little lower, then drive down to stand up. Shake it out.
Heel toes to center, shaking out. Repeating to the floor. Need a rest, have a quick sip. Get down to the floor in our get up pathway, one last time in that firing range. Here, I'll stand beside my kettlebell with my left foot, intending that my left arm will carry the kettlebell first. Drop that left leg back. Control. Then open the leg to the side, set up our rotation, set up the hinge, sweep a leg through to the tall sit, find the elbow, and then press away from that kettlebell to the floor. From there, 2 hands on the bell, pinky side gripping hard, and 20 seconds are similar here in our firing range. Breath in, roll to the back, 2 hands on our press, and hold for time. Pack the shoulder. I'll continue to pull my armpit or shoulder blade towards my hip as I challenge the vertical forearm at the shoulder. The grip is hard, the elbow extended, shoulder packed, and for 5 more seconds here, building confidence and strength under the bell. 2 hands, pull to the hip, and cuddle. Cuddle. The kettlebell's feeling better in the hand. The high pony at the back needs a new placement for the next time we do this drill. but working on a little bit of everything. 30 seconds to go. 3, 2, my 20 turned into 30 pretty quick there, but somewhere around that place, and getting nice and strong. Head on the floor. Chin tuck if the pony allows. Squeeze your buttocks. Brace those core muscles. Grip the kettlebell and continue to improve the stability and strength of the shoulder blade and the arms. We'll hold it for 5 more seconds here. Shaking just a little bit. 2 hands on for control. Pull the kettlebell to the hip. Cuddle it. I did my get up on the other side, my left side. So here I go. Final get up from the floor here. I'll place my right hand across chest. Extend through the right hip. Pull. Tall sit. Tall sit to bridge and sweep. Slide up the leg. Square up the lunge. Hi-ya. To tall stand. Awesome. Another set of squats.
Oh man, I know.
Oh man.
So much work.
Probably oh man from Lauren's balances a second ago. That's probably where that comment came in.
We're gonna do that. Slightly different, slightly the same. Stand back into your wider stance here. This time our transfers are gonna be a little more ballistic or like our sumo squat. So we'll pull ourselves down. But we're gonna start with control. Press the floor away, hold a low balance, meaning that toe is touching that ankle bone, the knee is trying to push to the side, the hips are pushing forward. 3, 2, let's control, extend the leg, toe ball heel, land center. Press to tall, other side, low balance, hips forward, knee side. 3, 2, point, center. Boom. First side again. Maybe we climb the leg a little bit and we're touching towards the knee. Hold. 3, 2, with control, point, land center. Other side. Same height on this side that you were on the other side. 3, 2, point, toe ball heel. Back to the other side. Can you grow up and touch the knee or go just past it? Point, land center. I was gonna say one more time, but that was a bit of a white lie. Touch the knee, keeping the belt as level as you can. Point, center. We're gonna break the punch bowl rules here. Single side, hold your balance. Slowly climb the leg with strict hips. Then break the rules by tipping sideways. Try to straighten the leg and pause in a nice position. And then land center. And the other side, up. Slowly climb the leg with level hips. Then break the rule by tipping. Nice picture here. Toe ball heel center. Nice picture. And then hook to tall.
There was a nice picture in there. You just had to capture it exactly the right moment and not a second too late.
Right.
We promised or threatened, and hopefully it wasn't too much of a threat, that we'd have 2 sets of our kettlebell swings here today. If you did the deadlift first and you're feeling strong and confident, progress towards the swing. If you swung, if that's the right way to say that, at the beginning end of our workout, join us again as we'll do 4 sets, 5 repetitions. Lauren goes, then I goes. That's not the right way to say that either, but we get the general gist.
Again, your options are to deadlift, to pop and chop, to shadow swing, or to swing. Choose one that's good for you.
You got it. Lauren went first last time, so how about Team Ian goes first this time? We'll go 2 hand swings for 5 reps.
Here he goes. Setting up, packing those shoulders, pulling into zipper. Nice strong swing each time, keeping just as much power in this round of swings as you did the first round. Team Lauren.
As we're recovering, it's a slow breath in, slow breath out. We can hear Lauren's breathing match as we breathe, yeah, and park. Time it in the swing, slow it down, away from the bell.
Stay loose. Team Ian, round 2. Using those hips to come through, glutes, abs stop you to make you tall at the top. It's those core muscles that engage, not the low back. Be a tree trunk.
You got it. The feet root heavy. The grips are safe and strong on that kettlebell. Engaging the core like a tree trunk, preventing the back bend.
It's our power in the hips that get that bell to swing to the chest height. Our arms are just that guide that are attached to our hips through our lats. Whew. Round 3.
This is round 3. staying strong. We started with easy breath, and here we're trying to control that with our rest. Finish strong, just like that.
Whoops, sorry.
And one last time.
Last round. Make sure you
Little
place that
rocking and
bell.
rolling on the parquet.
Place that bell down with control, just the same way you pick it up. Nice tight abs. Nice strong swings. Last set of 5.
Nice. And then that last one. It's a little bit harder here for Team Lauren. Take a big breath in.
It's okay.
Big breath out. Place one hand belly and one hand on the chest. With the lips closed, breathe in through the nose for 4 seconds. And then exhale for 4 seconds. Repeat. Breath into the belly and out. One more time in the belly. And exhale. And then to the chest. Breathe in. And exhale. Keep the belly button pulled in. Breathe in again. Exhale. And one last time, chest breath. And exhale. Continue breathing, respiring, but helping that breath keep you calm and staying strong in your exercise practice. We'll put our bells away here, finish with one more movement on those hips to keep those polite fires burning. We had a campfire workout in the beginning, but here, we'll go to the bar. Those lateral lift-offs for those side butt cheeks here.
To the bar, to the bar.
Do you have a chair handy? Use it. If you're willing to challenge yourself in the center, we can do that too. But work on the hips. Balance, we'll get that again, but continue to build that awareness and strength on our hip. From here, take a leg out to the side. I know my leg lifts higher if my inseam is facing forward, and Lauren knows her leg lifts higher if her inseam's facing in. Pick the harder variation. For this drill, my inseam will be turned down. Lauren had us pretending lift our leg in that squat series. From here, could you pretend to lift your toe off the floor, continuing to straighten the knee and internally rotating on the hip if you're me, or externally rotating if you're Lauren, and then relax. Repeat one last time. Straighten the knee, push those hips through, roll in for Team Ian, roll out for Team Lauren, pretend to lift away from the floor, and then if allowed, for 10 seconds, lift, push the hips forward, straighten the knee that's off the ground, straighten the knee that's the foot on the ground, and rotate in that hip or out for one more second, tap down, and grow tall. Shaking that out. It's pretty good today. I thought that was gonna be a little more aggressive, but I was feeling pretty good.
Like on your hips?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
How about you?
It was okay.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Leg out to the side. I can lift my leg higher with that inseam forward. So for this drill, I'll be turning it in. Extending those hips forward, straightening the knee. Let's pretend to lift the foot away from the floor. Does the pretend action cramp these lateral hips? If so, keep it up. That's what we want. For a couple more seconds, we're straightening the knee, rolling in on the hip or out, and then relaxing. One more time, same thing. Push the standing hips forward. Roll in on that hip, straighten the knee, pretend to lift away from the floor. And if the pretend vibe is suiting you fine, try to lift it away, straightening the knee. Rolling on the hip in your chosen direction, mine is in, and for a couple extra seconds, then tap down, pull underneath, and add that friendly wiggle.
I feel that side more.
That one more.
Maybe because that standing hip was warmed up.
Got it going on both sides. Both sides. That concludes our practice today. This is our beginner and bodyweight kettlebell experience where we work on our strength, stay strong together, and look forward to doing it next week. Wednesdays, 9 a.m., you can find us on Beginner Bell, but all throughout the week, we have advanced skills like last night. We have our bar practice on Thursdays and Fridays, and we play with our handstands on Saturday. Join us at any or all. Train smartly, train funly, or at least funny in between. My name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Not being funny today, but thank you so much for staying fit with
Adjective.
us here on Wednesdays. Take care. Goodbye. Stay strong.
See you soon. Thank you.